Damn it, Carl.
For children, you know that they're lethal. Lives can become such a mess.
Well, pitter patter, let's get the fuck at her. It's Joe, the bull guy, and welcome to the bullpen. As always, we have Nicole, we have Jimbo, and today we have Andy Rice, Big Hoss, who is one of my buddies who does comedy and graciously is joining us on the show. We'll go around the room real quick and ask everybody how they're doing. But first, as always, let's get a little fucking tipsy. So raise your glasses. Happy Valentine's Day to y'all.
Slancha.
Love you. Thanks. Slancha Prost, Lastrovia, and L'chaim.
Let's go.
God. Listen, I'm going to hear that word a lot next weekend when my buddy from Scotland comes in. I might actually have to take
Scotland.
Well, just so you know, in
Yeah,
Scotland,
Diluted Trooper.
I'm calling him Scrooge McDuck if I meet him.
Slancha Ma.
What's up,
Oh, you're going to meet him. Brianna. Slancha, yeah.
No, in Scotland,
my first man reading Matthews. Scrooge
they say
McDuck.
Slancha Ma.
Slancha Ma.
They add Ma to it. It means like health to everyone. Slancha Ma instead of just Slancha. Irish is Slancha. Scottish is Slancha Ma.
Okay, fair. I just know shite bag if you dene. That's one of the ones that if you want to make a Scotsman do something, you just look him dead in the face and go, shite bag if you dene. And he fucking does it. Jordan, welcome in, bud.
The one thing I did learned it myself of Scottish Gaelic is Kescart if Lemieux is new is Nick, or it's I'm going to mess it up.
That sounded like you said something you shouldn't have said.
So it means may death take you by my rifle.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm glad. I like the term. I like it. It feels great. G Morton, what's up? How you doing, buddy? You had to come in with the hey daddy. Listen, man, please tell me that you're referring to Jimbo or Nicole. Me, Zaddy will be okay. I'll take Zaddy. Not really, but it's okay. Vern asked if she could be appropriate tonight. I said no, be as ruthless as possible. So hopefully Vern rolls in here and starts getting perverted. Nicole, it's Friday. How was your week this week?
Good. We had a Girl Scout event last night, and we built survival things for the animals outside with the snow and like whatever we could find, like limbs and stuff. It was cute.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You could
love
also.
Girl Scouts. They teach the kids like so many things. That's helpful.
How big were these little shelters that you built?
They were like, I don't know, like it's big enough for like maybe a rabbit, like a medium.
So Lacey could fit into it.
Yeah, Lacey could definitely fit in.
Okay, so if we go back to Midgetville and grab one of them, we could bring them to Michigan and relocate them.
It might
Okay,
melt, though. It might melt, get transport.
Well, we'll have to be quick. G, you down for it? Let's go, buddy. Aye, puppy. Thanks. Okay. Andy's hat is awesome. I know, right? I keep trying to get Andy to get some merch together because let me tell you, I want to get to Jimbo and how his week was, but Andy had a hell of a set the other night when we were doing comedy, and we'll talk about it. Tailgate Fridays, there we go. Listen, we get shitty here, okay? We get shitty. It's a good time. Jimbo, how was your week?
Okay, so I just remembered the saying. It's Kescart Ortfin Lemieux Schneck.
That's a lot different than what you said first. Yeah. At first, I thought you said something that Kanye West was going to come in here and smack.
Well, it's been about 30 years since I was taught it. So,
hey, but you know what? You did good. You did good. I'm making
my week was great. We had a great Valentine Day dinner tonight. Filet with stuffed shrimp, or we had salmon Oscar with asparagus, homemade chocolate cake, and chocolate covered strawberries, and we killed it. And we had a great night. And afterwards, I went to my local, had a nice French onion soup, and relaxed and chilled. And now I'm ready for the podcast.
With the cheese on top.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Brown. I posted it on Facebook.
Listen, I'm grabbing Andy, and we're coming to get some of your fucking brisket. We're gonna make a road trip out of this, Andy. He's only over in Jersey, so he's not far.
We can, okay,
I see that, G. No.
Thanks, G. How you doing? The gorgeous was for me. That I appreciate you, buddy. God. Oh, just kidding. Fuck you, G. Fuck you. I was over here. Yeah, you son of a bitch.
I was taking offense to it.
Honestly, I was waiting for it to be me. I would have been like, man.
Listen, it might be for you. You never know. Apparently, Jimbo's dangerous. I'm just saying.
Listen,
That's what
I
it says in
attract
the
all
chat.
kinds of
This is
people
so
from
cute.
all types of backgrounds. I never know what I'm getting anymore.
Listen, so we're at a comedy. This is a fun story about Andy. We're at a comedy show the other night. Whoa, Mac, how you doing? So we're at the comedy show on Monday at Rogue Barbecue, and I'm inside, and I'm finishing up my food, and Andy walks in with a fucking box of donuts, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" He goes, it's 2:30 in the morning." He's holding a box of Krispy Kreme, and he goes, "So this guy out there said that if I gave him a blowjob, he'd give me a box of donuts, but I don't know." And took a bite. Like, this donut's fantastic. I'm like, "You motherfucker." He's like, "You want a donut?" I'm like, No. I feel like if I eat that, I'm contractually obligated to blow this dude. Like,
You don't
was-
even like
it was-
donuts, though, do you?
no, I hate donuts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Andy, you were saying?
I'm gonna say there's something. I'm gonna say something really gay about donuts, but like I love the cream-filled donuts. I don't care. They're the best ones every time. I'm
I mean,
a
hey,
sucker for it.
I saw you eat a cream
my
donut
daughter
the
likes
other
the sprinkle
the
Yeah,
other
ones.
day. He sat there like this, just pouring it into his mouth.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, you got to hear him. Dude, please look, grace us with your Matthew McConaughey, because when he did this, he was like, "Oh yeah, so good," but in Matthew McConaughey's voice, bro.
For what movie?
No, just he can do anything.
Oh, like his act. Okay, gotcha. His
Hit
own
us with it,
personality.
Hoss.
Oh, okay. So I had trouble sleeping during COVID and stuff. So I downloaded the Calm app. And if you guys have ever used the Calm app, they have celebrity sleep stories. My favorite one on there is Matthew McConaughey's, because before you even get to the story, he's already told you like another story before that had nothing to do with the story he told that he was supposed to read. And it starts off, he just goes, "I'm gonna tell you a story about this little girl looking at the stars." He goes, "Back in '95, I did this movie called Contact, based on a book by Carl Sagan. And we just got, a little bit stoned and talked about God and mystery of the universe." That's literally what it is. I never get to the story part. I'm just
on.
zonked.
I would have thought you were him.
Yeah.
That's
Listen,
good.
if you keep saying shit like that, Nicole's gonna get all hot and bothered. I'm just
Yeah,
letting you
I
know
don't know
that.
which one got him more.
You got the hots for Matthew McConaughey for sure.
Have
I
you
don't know
heard
which
Michael
got him.
Bublé talk about he listens to the Calm app at night with McConaughey's voice, and his wife goes,
I mean, I don't know.
"Michael, the man is talking to us
He's in
again," because she's
recovery,
Spanish.
He's sober, like me.
McConaughey is sober, which
He's
it's
in
funny
recovery.
because I didn't know that he had a problem, because he's crazy regardless. But it's the all right that does
I
it
think
for
it's the
me,
fact
right?
he hangs out with like Woody Harrelson, and I'm like, I don't believe that you're sober. There's no
Wait,
way you could be.
How about their brothers? That's like
I
really coming
know.
out. That's like really coming out. Like it's probably a thing. And they both were like, "We don't know." I don't know if they're like digging into it and be like playing with it and going, "Oh yeah, let's ride this out." And
Oh, someone's playing with
Yeah, but I'm
something. Let me
sober, I
tell
can't
you.
hang out with people that drink and
that
that's
they're
so
like
sad.
Woody Harrelson's dad was kind of like he was in prison and he was kind of a
Hey, Raw.
He was there when JFK got killed.
We did
There's a
that
lot of
podcast.
applications about Woody.
I'm just saying he was there. Like he's one of the guys they interviewed. It's
He's like,
crazy.
The shovel's still in my backyard.
Yeah.
I still got the shovel.
He was on the
I
grassy
keep
knoll.
getting
That's all
on
I'm
it.
saying.
Oh yes, she.
Oh, listen,
line.
G is asking for a request. Would you mind doing that in your best McConaughey?
Nice.
That's what I like about high school girls. I keep getting older. They stay the same age.
All right.
If you text me, that's what that notification was. I'd just be in the store and you just hear, all right.
You fucking nailed it.
I didn't know he was in
I
Angels
thought that
in
was
the
you,
Outfield.
Isaac. I wasn't for sure.
He is.
Thanks
You
for
didn't
coming,
know.
Isaac.
You didn't know he was. Hey, Isaac. You didn't
Thank
know
you,
he
Isaac.
was in Angels in the Outfield.
I completely forgot he was in there, and then I was listening to his like audio book, and he was talking about like, you're gonna pay me $20,000 to play baseball. That'd be awesome. And it was
Yeah.
like the craziest thing. I'm like, what?
No shit.
I had to like
It's
track that movie back down on Amazon to find it again.
I have it on VHS. You ever
I
want to
think I
borrow
seen
it?
that in the movie theater.
I did see that
Oh.
in the movie theater. I
You
saw
still have
Angels in the
VHS
Outfield,
movies?
and what was the? I still have VHS. I even have a Betamax. You want to talk
No
about
way.
feeling old? I have a
Ooh.
Betamax. Yeah, yeah. I also
So
have
I
a.
have a VHS DVD combo that's still unopened that I kept in my attic, so that when you can't play VHS anymore, but now the plugs are different.
Ah.
Right, exactly.
Like
Listen,
I'm sure there's
I need
adapters.
movies when
there's
I have
co-
Prime and Netflix.
there's converters for it. Trust me, between
I'm like,
genders
there's gonna be a time you
or
can't
power.
find VHS players anymore. So I bought one from Best Buy like 15 years ago when you could still get the combos, and it's still unopened in my attic.
Now,
Those were really
Jimbo,
popular.
don't
the
fucking
time.
lie. Don't you dare fucking lie to me. You know
So
you kept this just for your 70s porn stash so you could see that bush again one more time.
Hey,
Yes,
listen.
Amazon Bush.
That's all real to real, baby. That's all real to real.
He's like, I have to put the vinyl record and play it and just hand crank the fucking thing while I'm hand cranking. That's fucking great.
my buddy's dad had a laser disc, and he had a
Yeah.
bunch of laser
Yes,
disc
yeah, I remember
movies.
those too.
And we're like looking through, and I'm like, oh, he's got Star Wars in there, and then there's just porn. Like right
Yeah.
after that, I'm like, dude, like,
Look, listen, okay, so I'll never forget this shit. My sister and I, we go to watch Lady and the Tramp, right? Innocent Disney movie. We open up that little fucking plastic, like, and it opens up, right? And we're trying to fight to get the fucking tape out, and it's a different color. It's blue, right? Because, you know, Disney decided to be fucking unique and make it a different color than black. Hey,
yeah.
Sarah, how you doing? And we go to pop it in, and I noticed there's tape on the bottom part. Now, if you know what a VHS tape is, in order to record over a previously recorded, you had to put tape there, and it allowed anything to record it. Okay, cool. I don't think anything of it. We're kids. I'm 13. She's 9. I popped this bitch in. Next thing I fucking know, and I'm not even kidding, we're watching. They get up to the point where they go to suck it together, right? And it cuts to oh my ass, and this bitch is getting plowed, and I'm sitting there like,
with your
what the
9-year-old sister.
Listen, I'm mortified. I have no idea what's going on. We went from Lady and the Tramp, the cartoon, to live action back in the fucking 90s. I'm staring at this thing down a fucking booty hole that I swear I could have saw the fucking stars from. And I'm like, dear Jesus Christ, I can't take my eyes off of it. At this point, I'm like, mine 16ths of an inch is already up and supporting. I'm forgetting there's people in the fucking room. Here comes my mom. Okay, she walks in, little 4-foot fucking nothing Italian. What are you all watching? What is this on the TV? What is this shit that you are watching? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. We're watching Lady and the Tramp. She picked the movie. I point to myself. I'm like, throw this bitch under the
Blame it
bus.
on the 9-year-old sister.
Listen, she wanted to see that movie. I wanted to see Land Before Time. She wanted to see Lady and the Tramp. Why do I want to see two dogs kissing? It just sounds like West Virginia to me.
Cute.
I would.
Lady and the
Oh yeah. Oh, Dad. Like I was like, my mom looks at this, gets fucking rip roaring mad, calls my Jim, come into the room. Jim, do you see what he's doing? Vinny, get over here. And she's looking at the TV. See the fucking TV. And my mother's turning fucking red. And I'm like, oh dear Christ. I think I'm dead. My father turned ghost white. I mean, like fucking Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh,
And he fucking knew whose tape it was. Wasn't mine. He fucked up. So he goes and pops it out, takes the tape, bam, right over his knee, and goes, "No one saw nothing. Go to your rooms." And I'm running. I'm thinking I'm dead, right? My mother used to beat me with a coat hanger, right? And then she switched to a wooden spoon after I was born. So here I'm already thinking I'm gonna get fucked, right? And like I'm looking at the TV. This was after I lost my virginity, right? So, like, I at least knew what was going on. But I was like, dear Jesus, I didn't know you could put something there. That, I think, was the day that scarred me for the tattoo back there that says exit only. I'm not kidding. I think that was the day that solidified it's a fucking exit. But that's the problem. You never knew. It was oh, shit, I'm hitting
What's
stuff
up,
and popping in
Aaron?
my hands. I didn't know whether it was a fucking, a real tape, a not real tape. So I started keeping VHSs in my room so they didn't get fucked with. I have Boondock Saints on a VHS.
That was funny. Probably not funny what was happening. But
Oh no, it was Lady and the Tramp in the backdoor action. It was fucking hilarious. Then I was like, I was trying to keep that tape. I did
Have
bring
you-
it down
okay.
to a video
Brings
repair.
a
and
tripod
got
in
it
the
fixed.
bedroom, right?
Have you ever went and like found a video and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna have to Google this because is this a real video that I've seen before or did I just make it up? And you just have to go on a late night search and be like, I have seen this video and I'm weird now that I've seen it. Like
Night Nurse is a Jersey. Night Nurse is a Jersey. For the longest time, I thought that didn't exist. Right? We were on a DC field trip down in Washington, and I ordered a movie. Go figure. Had no idea. Naughty Night Nurse is a Jersey. I hit play. I loved it. I found it. I bought the tape. It disappeared somewhere. I don't know where, but it disappeared. Then years later, I'm like, was that really a fucking movie? Was that an adult film? I can't. And I looked it up, and I'm like, Jenna Jameson before she got big. Yeah.
ooh.
Have you seen her lately?
G, how did I know that you would know the exact version that was on? Are you my dad?
No, gee.
Yeah, the fun
I-
part is like
It was
you
called
find the
Backdoor
rare
Sluts
ones.
Night. Wow. What a nice
Like the
guy.
Tracy Lord ones?
Well, it's like the rare one is like the Cameron Diaz one before the mask.
Oh,
photo
If you
yeah.
find that one, that's
It was
going
a
to be like
photo
solid
shoot.
gold. Like you're
Listen.
going to be basically
So-
Elon.
I
That
think I
was-
have that.
That was all over the magazines. Remember Mr. Skin? That did
Yes.
Uh,
I downloaded it onto an external hard drive. I still have that hard drive in storage. If
Mr.
it's not
Skin
fucked
had
up,
all of the celebrity stuff.
oh, it was great. You
Like,
just
back when before they were celebrities, as I
And- you'd go right through their B film, and it was like, here, boobs, here, full frontal, here, boobs. Like Basic Instinct was on that fucking website in its entirety. Literally.
I remember how I heard about that website was from Knocked Up.
Yeah,
That's where you
Yeah.
heard about
Yeah.
it?
yeah.
Jesus Christ. I was
Yeah.
watching Mr. Skin back when World
Because-
Sex was
Because
a
he was like,
website.
yeah, this is a great new idea. They're like, that's Mr. Skin. It's been around like 15 years, 20
Was that a
years.
producer or something? I don't get it.
No, Mr. Skin was a website where they would take every movie and they would just
Wow.
take out the nude scenes from it. And then they would
Oh,
put it all together so you didn't have to go through the whole
Well,
damn
it
movie.
was a magazine before it's a movie.
Well, no, I know that. I remember.
a website, yeah.
Well, it was, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they would take like all the shit out of like, this is the best thing. Don't miss this. So, like, I was in high school. We figured out a way how to get around the little firewall. Best the guard
I
dog,
swear I
right?
did not know what that
Yeah.
was.
And
know
I
a
was
lot of things, but not that.
no, she didn't listen. G, if it comes to that, you watched her throw a fucking floppy dingling across the room and have it stick to a wall. If she tells you she doesn't know it, I'm pretty sure she's sure she didn't know it. Just saying. But yeah, no, that was did you just wink at G? You did just wink at G, didn't you? G, bro. There might be some, lucky in the cards for you, bud. It is Valentine's Day.
No, he's in love. How is your girl doing, G?
Yeah, how is your girl doing? That's actually a good question. Well,
Yeah.
while you answer that, Nicole, give us some fun facts about Valentine's
Okay, guys,
Day
you
with
ready?
yourself.
Because this is also about Valentine's Day, and I did my research a little bit, but I won't go crazy on it. All right, did you know that the oldest Valentine was written in prison
That
makes
doesn't
sense.
surprise
That
me.
makes sense.
by the original guy, the Valentine? He was
The
incarcerated.
Valentine killer? Valentine's Day
No.
Massacre?
The Valentine himself. His name was Valentine.
Okay.
Okay, and he was in, and a girl came to see him, and he wrote, Valentine, like love Valentine. That's all it said. But anyway, the oldest one was written. That's just what it says in the history. I didn't go too much into depth with that one, but that's just a fact that they had. And then another one was there also was these vinegar Valentines. So wait. What is going on?
G, you literally stopped her mid sentence because she saw a good girl with a wink. She got all red in the face like a Valentine's Day.
What funny is her name? Really is Nicole? No way. Okay. Anyway, you got me off subject. Gee, why? Okay. Anyway, so vinegar
Because
Valentine.
he called you a good girl. That's
So
why.
instead of like sending like flowers and candy, they were sending these vinegar Valentines, and those were known as penny dreadfuls. They were anonymously sent to fend off unwanted suitors. So if you didn't want a suitor, this was back in the day, obviously, because they're saying suitors. We don't call fucking dates and relationship suitors these days. But anyway, and it was to unwanted, and they were filled with insults and rejection. So, instead of like sweet sentiments.
I mean, nowadays I just get an assault charge filed on me or a PFA. No, I'm kidding. I'm just messing around.
Right.
I've never had any of that except from the loofah. Just
And then
saying.
there's 4 cities that are named Valentine, but it also says S at the end, so it's Valentine's. And the 4 states that is in is Nebraska, Arizona, Virginia, and Texas. And they like do certain things like on Valentine's Day to like celebrate in their towns. Like in Texas, they do heart-shaped steaks, which is kind of cool.
It's a ribeye. It's a ribeye cut down the middle. It's a butterfly ribeye.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just what. Okay, that's good to know then.
There you go.
And then the average amount a person spends celebrating Valentine's Day is estimated to be $188, and that was estimated for this year. So people are spending $200 a person on each Valentine.
Listen, I spent a lot more than that on that vegan liberal. Do you know how hard it is to get vegan food on Valentine's Day, let alone fucking ethically sourced flowers? Like, here's my question. When I cut the grass, she doesn't complain about her food source getting murdered there, does she? Like, the smell of grass is literally the last breath of air it takes as it gets sliced. But no, she has a problem with the fucking cow I put on the grill. It makes no
that's
sense.
it was for 2025 this year.
Oh, dude, the cost of a bouquet I bought my mother's birthday is February 11th, right?
Here's a little interesting fact.
That is pretty much a bouquet, yeah.
Our vegan and our vegan friends. Do you know why there's hundreds of thousands of seagulls in the Midwest, not far from this?
I don't know.
Because they hover the farms. Because when the farms pull up the crops, they kill unnumbered. You can't even put a number on ground rodents that they kill when they harvest crops, and the seagulls feast on the upturned dead carcasses of the ground rodents.
I didn't know that.
Like groundhogs, everything you can think of that would live in the ground.
Nice.
So animals are killed.
Speaking of animals, they say that billions of dollars are spent on our Valentines on our pets alone.
Well, I don't doubt that. I have an aunt who pushes a dog in a fucking.
It said 1.89 billion was spent in 2022.
Oh,
sorry.
Now, I was gonna say, if you're spending Valentines on your animal, I'm like, you're doing weird things with your animal. Probably. I don't think you should.
Well, some people think that is like some people can have children, so like their animals are like their children.
I love my Aunt Lynn, but she just pushed it around in a baby cart and fed it off the table, like legit fed it off.
My animal.
They're gonna ride it all.
It was crazy.
You dropped $600. Wow. I mean, this is what they said average people are spending. Like,
well,
overall.
I bought my mother flowers on the 11th, which is a couple of days before Valentine's Day, and I spent $70 on 12 roses. I get her roses every year for her birthday. $70 fucking dollars for and they looked like shit. Like, seriously, I thought they were probably grown out back in like Carson Street, which where we live, is filled with urine and fucking depravity. So like they wouldn't look like they would be good flowers. It was terrible. What did Brianna say? That costs more than a bouquet. That's the cost of one bouquet. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking insane. It's that my husband said seagulls go after peanut farms. Fair.
There you go.
Well, I mean, nowadays kids are allergic to peanuts and gluten, so maybe that's why. Who the fuck knows? I never understood that. You ever notice that when we were kids, everything was peanut butter and jelly? Like, if you couldn't afford food, it was peanut butter and jelly, or it was like white bread.
You couldn't even
like,
do peanut butter at school anymore.
No, like, how did all of a sudden everybody become some
everyone's allergic
weak shit, right? Like, oh, I'm gluten intolerant. I can't eat pasta. Now I get it. Celiac disease is a real thing.
The foods have changed over time. We keep on putting more and more pesticides in our foods.
But being in the industry, actual celiac is like less than 2%.
Rare. It's fucking rare, man.
That like
actually being allergic to gluten.
So we always ask, is it dietary or is it celiac? Because if it's dietary, yeah, we can do it. But if it's celiac, we touch bread all over this place.
Right, you can't do it.
Thank you for explaining.
And that's the thing. Like, I've worked in kitchens my whole life, Jim. You know that. And you owned your own businesses, and you're a master smokers, right? Not like midnight toker smoker, like actually of meats and shit. Calm down, Andy. Calm down. He would honestly make Rogue look like shit. I'm not kidding. And I like Rogue barbecue, but he's a master at this shit. Like he plays with meat all day and is good at it. I said it. He's living the 15-year-old American dream, right? But but like that's the thing though. Like could you imagine if these kids went to war? You literally, the enemy would just literally have to sling peanut butter and fucking flour at them. Fuck bullets. It'd be the cheapest war ever. Literally, it'd be the cheapest war.
They wouldn't even be able to lead their technology. These kids wouldn't be able to know how to fight.
Yeah, the only thing tough on those.
Go ahead.
The only thing tough on them would be their trigger fingers because they're playing Call of Duty.
Ow, I have carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking. I'm scared to get old. Nicole, okay, bring us back to.
Okay, so anyway, they're awesome because those conversational hearts that we have today, and on Valentine's, with the little cute little sayings like "you're mine" and stuff. Okay, so back in the day, they used those for medical lasagna. I can't say it correctly, but like for your throat,
lozenges.
Lozenges. Yes, lozenges. So then it ended up becoming like there was this guy that started making chocolate, like candies and stuff. He was two brothers. Anyway, so they had this machine. It was a medical thing, so you could get for your throat. But then it turned into. Why are you guys what's up?
Just Jay's comment.
I think Carl has.
You're ruining every time I do my fun facts, bro.
It's Carl, man. I don't know. I think
a machine for.
Okay, I'm just gonna read. I was trying to not look at my screen. That's why I look a little scared, but because I'm getting.
You're good. You're good.
But anyway, the lasagnas invented a machine which was in high demand for sore throats, but they started making them printed in 1866. So these conversational little hearts, that we've had with little things have been since 1866.
And you know what? They haven't produced them since 1866 at the same fucking
They taste the
same. I mean, dude, the only thing worse than that are Peeps. I fucking said it. I don't like Peeps. Look, I don't mind the taste of it. Bro. Like I like marshmallow.
You're good, G.
But it's the fucking G. Keep
I was
interacting.
just all excited about the Valentine stuff. I'm just being me.
No, G, misbehave. It's okay. Good. We enjoy it. Vern's not here. She probably fell asleep. But it's just the texture with the sugar on the outside. I'm not a fan of, and then they always look like a fucking cock.
Do you know the Peep trick
in the microwave
for like 5 seconds? Yep, but when you eat it after that, it tastes like you put it on a campfire.
If that's the case, I will try Peeps one more time.
They're amazing. Like 5 seconds, like 3 to 5 seconds.
I got you.
It tasted like you put on a campfire.
Bree's husband said you and her should be best friends. I think that. Are you guys going to be? No, G, cut the shit. We'll invite you down to the furry convention here.
No, it's you're fine.
It's just.
I just get distracted because I want to look at your comments and then I forget what
I think it's just Carl. He
has his. I get flustered and then I lose my train of thought.
Carl has.
You're funny.
Carl has his date there tonight. Okay, can we give him a round of applause? He actually has a date tonight. Yeah, it's the Sex Machine 3000 that he got. That he took the advice from Jimbo about getting a hairy vag there. Real hairy. He sent me a picture of this. I almost vomited. That's how hairy it is. Looks like a fucking shark.
You asshole son of a bitch.
You stay in your fucking home there, Carl.
Was what Jimbo was into was the hairy. Amazon.
Look, I don't know. Carl spit on that fucking thing before the podcast. He did the old hawk to it and then slid in and went, "Oh, Daddy, no."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carl. Andy,
you, Daddy.
Look, you creepy fucker. Stay in the back. Stay in the back. Stay in your home.
I ain't say nothing.
So, Andy, to give you some context, we do Freaky Fridays and we talk about like sex positions and all sorts of shit, which is why we're auctioning off Nicole's chair from the Karma Sutra podcast, which I'd recommend go watch. Just I'm not going to spoil it for you. Just go watch it. But we did this research, and then we're like, oh, they even have Skynet dolls. Carl comes up with a fucking list, websites, like as if he's researched this shit. And it actually moves, warms, suctions. I mean, like this thing basically for $26,000, the only thing it doesn't do is yell at you, leave you, cheat on you, but it'll give you the nastiest yeast infection ever if you don't clean it.
We need that Terminator sound bite with that it can't be stopped, it can't be reasoned with. It just has one purpose, to suck you off.
Listen, he hooked it up to his Google. He just goes, okay, Google, and then it does whatever it wants. Vern, how you doing? What did you miss? You missed a lot, Vern. We're getting there though. Okay, we got to circle back to Nicole. What else do you got for us, Nicole?
Okay, also, they said that around 250 million roses are grown each year in preparation for Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And then you would think that Valentine's is the most popular day to propose, but actually Christmas beats it, is number one, and then comes in second is Valentine's Day.
Which is always a stupid thing in my opinion. Yeah. Just FYI.
My
Guys,
my stepdad and my mom got married on Valentine's Day.
Here's what I'll tell you. If you give them a ring on an actual holiday, good luck ever getting it back, because by law,
I got mine on Valentine's Day.
She'll never give it back because it's a gift.
It's a gift.
It's not a part of an asset of the marriage. So if you got it on a holiday, good luck getting it back. I'm just saying,
we're not married either.
No, but that's what happened. But it didn't matter. My buddy gave his wife a diamond ring before they were married on New Year's, and then proposed to her the following New Year's, then married her on 4th of July. So all 3 rings, fucking shit out of luck. That divorce cost them more than it. Oh, it was great. It was fucking priceless. Let me tell you.
Wow.
And here's the worst part, and I don't give a shit. I hope you're listening, and you know who you are. I gave him the keys to the fucking car 10 minutes before we were getting ready to go for him to get married. I literally thought my keys were. I'm like, listen, please fucking run. Take the keys. Vern. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Take the fucking car. And he's like, no, man, I love her. And I'm like, mark my words, you're going to regret this. 10 years and 14 days later, this motherfucker goes, I should have taken the fucking keys. I said, I told you. That divorce cost him a lot. But you know what? He's a good guy. He really is. And, you know, some people just turn into shitty people. That's what happens. It is what
you ever hear the old joke? It's not my joke, but it's a great one. And it reminds me, it goes, woman wakes up middle of the night. Her husband's not in bed next to her. So she goes downstairs and she just sees him. It's like 3 a.m. He's just sitting there stirring a cup of coffee. She's like, you all right? He's like, no, what's going on? He's like, you remember 15 years ago when your dad called us in the backseat of my car and he put that shotgun to my face and he goes, you either marry my daughter or you're going to jail to 15 years. He's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I remember that. And we got married, kids, happy life. He goes, I'd be getting out today.
Wow. I mean, till death do us part. Oh, that okay. So you want to hear some dumb shit that happened today at dinner? So I go over to my family's house for Valentine's Day, and I'm bringing it back to you, Nicole. I swear.
No, you have more back. Let me tell you, Joe's mom had everything decked out and heart shaped, like
everything. The cake, the pizza, everything. I mean, she went fucking buck wild. She always does, and I love my mom for doing this shit. She's an Italian through and through, right? So but the fucked up part was, okay, we're sitting there after dinner. Little man goes upstairs. He goes to go get a shower. My cousin leaves. It's just me, my mom, my dad, and we're just kind of hanging out at the table. And my mom how the fuck? Oh, she goes, your father told me that he couldn't live without me today. And before my mom could finish without me, my dad, which is where I guess I get the quippy shit from, literally hits her with this sucker. He looks at her and goes, well, the Egyptians even took their servants with them. I fucking died. I just fell out the fucking table on the floor. Andy, if you steal that for a Monday, I swear to Jesus,
I know that's all your buzz.
But I fucking died. I was on the ground. I'm like, this motherfucker just said that. My mom just looked at him mortified. And she goes, after 50 years, you think that it's safe to eat your food? I just stopped laughing. I looked at the pizza, looked at her. She goes, "Oh no, you're fine. I'll love you until the day I die." I was like, "You're fucked." And I just started eating. But he comes up with this shit, and he really is a funny guy. I'll give my dad this. When he says some shit, man, it just comes out like a fucking dagger. And then the best part is he always finds himself very hilarious, even if no one else does. And he'll just sit there and go, and the worst part is I've inherited that too. But it's great, man. It is absolutely my mother. Oh, great. But she did a great job. It was very thoughtful. It was nice because, this is probably, one of the worst like holidays that I like. It's great, but I also don't like it. Right? I'm single. It reminds me of all the shit that I've been through, all the amount of gifts that I've given and whatnot, and all the time wasted. But at the same token, there's the flip side of that coin where it's not really a bad holiday. It keeps giving you hope too, right? So although it was popularized by Hallmark, really, and off of Saint Valentine, which I don't know if you got to those yet. Do you have anything about Saint Valentine?
Yeah, I got a little something for you.
You got a little something? Well, let's hit us with
Saint Valentine.
Well, hit me with the Saint Valentine. Let's go with that, and then we'll jump back to Nicole for some more fun ones. Is that cool?
Yep.
Okay. And my hubby said he'd love to see Joe and Theo Van have a conversation. Listen, I'd like to have a conversation with fucking Joe Rogan. I feel like him and I, and have Seth Rogen there too, just so we could balance it out. You know what I mean? We got Alpha Brain and Pothead. I think it'd be a fucking great time. It's just me personally. Just must say. Joe, that's my fucking call out to you. When the fuck am I getting on your show? Probably never, but that's okay. Let's go, guys. Jimbo, hit us with the Saint Valentine.
You're stuck with us, buddy. So the site,
I'm not stuck with y'all. I chose y'all. You are family I chose. Remember that.
So to cite my research, of course, was a Wikipedia Copilot, and I also used the Catholic World website.
Okay.
So pretty much to keep it quick, St. Valentine's, 3rd century Roman saint. It's commemorated on February 14th. We all know that. In Western Christianity, it's July 6th to Eastern Orthodox.
It's my birthday.
His feast day?
Yeah, my birthday's July 6th.
Oh, nice.
Well, there we go. We'll have to celebrate Valentine's Day again.
There you go. It's been associated with courting love since the High Middle Ages. The holiday began as a feast day, which all saint days are actually feast days, whether of their death or their birth or when they were incarnated. He was decapitated, so he became a Christian martyr. Over time, it evolved into a celebration of love, which there's many stories, and that's what the Catholic world brought up, that you go throughout the world and they have different versions of a Saint Valentine. Some from Africa, some from Rome, some from Eastern Europe. The biggest thing is Valentine's Day also took a role in ancient Rome to help celebrate. I know I'm going to butcher it, but it's a Lupercalia, which is like meaning like spring harvest. So it was like love. They say that's when like the birds and the animals start to mate, and it's like the season of love. So that's how it got associated with his martyrdom and his feast day with the love.
See, I wonder if that's where the term "getting head" is from too.
I
mean, he lost his head, so like get the head.
I think you got something there.
You know what? It's a possibility. We got the birds, the bees, and a blowjob. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think we were taught that in grade school, right?
You know what? I learned it a little bit earlier, but that's. I'll just keep confessing my sins. That's all. We just trying to stay out of hell. It ain't happening very much. This little Bible doesn't do it either. It really. I mean, I just keep trying to read it, but it don't work. Something's wrong with it. I don't know, but at least I don't catch on fire, so we're good there. Okay, so that's Saint Valentine, which is where it came from. My favorite little tidbit, which I don't think anybody has, is that the My Bloody Valentine, there was a horror movie. Nicole, do you have this?
No, okay, but I know it. Valentine's Haunted House tomorrow. I'm super excited for it.
Are you really?
Yes, 3 haunted houses. That's where I'm taking my whole family. That was my Valentine's gift to my boyfriend and my family. So I paid for all of us to go to this. It's 3 houses and it's all Valentine themed.
Well, I
It's
told
scary as shit.
listen, I told you all about the scary dining that you can do over here where they film My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, there was like
right?
secret bars, but we don't drink, so I didn't. I
Well,
opted out on
yeah.
the bar part
Nice.
because I guess there's like bars within the haunted house, but we're not gonna do that part.
Oh, that would be a bad thing because you get your date kind of fucked up, and then like you're there, you're fucked up, she's fucked up, she
You
gets scared, she
accidentally-
vomits, you vomit. It's a horrible night for everybody. But out where we live, Andy and I, there is My Bloody Valentine is where it was filmed, was in the mine. So now every Valentine's Day they reenact the horror of it. And you could have a fucking candlelight dinner in the fucking mine. Now, I have a big problem with this. It's a great idea until they find a pocket of fucking gas and someone lights the candle and boom, there goes a fucking mining or cave-in. And then you have the shit that happened in West Virginia where people are trying to find some people. Now, imagine it's not cheap either. It's like $300 a plate. We're not talking like, $50 in a mine. And if you've ever taken this shuttle cart, I don't know how the fuck anybody ever fit in these things. The people who worked in the fucking mines, they must have been like 4 foot nothing because like my big ass got into this fucking metal shuttle. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what the fuck it was. I literally felt like I was about to bust out of an extra small condom. And I'm sitting there and they literally hit the turn and my head whacked off the thing. And the guy goes, yeah, well, that's why we usually wear hard hats. Where the fuck's my hard hat, dickhead? Like,
you wear a hard hat while you eat dinner?
You have to get to dinner because you start at the surface and it takes you all the way down into the old coal mines where this killer killed a bunch of people. And it's actually a real killer. It's based off of a real story. But the fucking crazy part about it is it was filmed literally 45 minutes from where Andy and I live. And then you could sit there and eat. Like, who the fuck could you imagine you take this?
What kind of food is it? Is it like
no, it's like
no.
It's not an everyday thing. This is just for Valentine's Day because of the Bloody
do they
Valentine.
do like a bloody menu?
It's like filet mignon with lobster.
Mary.
It would be a Bloody Mary, but
or like like bloody.
Just don't take him there on their period because he'll smell the blood. But it's terrible. Like
that's gross.
You're sitting in an old mine. And they have these waiters. The food's made up top, and then they cart it down on the shuttle carts. It's a 5-course meal.
That's where the hard head every time they come down with the food.
Every time, because it's a steel box, Nicole. I mean, like,
I know what it is, but I'm just,
the shuttle. I
wouldn't want to work there.
Well, of course, that's what no one wants to work in the fucking. That's it. You would mess up. You would mess up your fucking lungs. You'd have the black lung. You'd be like, I can't breathe, Papa. Like,
got the black lung, Pop. You've been here 5 minutes.
I know why they do the things they do, but it just sucks to have them wear a hard hat every time they go up and down the stairs.
But that's the
Pop.
Right? Like it was Zoolander that made me remember that every time. But
that's the part of the movie.
It is the only part of the movie. That and where they're dancing with the gasoline. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I find that fucking hilarious. They're like, we're just dancing for the. And I'm like, this is stupidity. And here comes the guy. Oh, yeah? And just lights them all up. Mythbusters proved that wouldn't happen, but I don't give a shit. I hope it does. But yeah, it's crazy. Like you could go in the mine. You spend in 2 to 3 only day that they do it. They set tables up throughout the whole thing. You have the machine still fucking mining next to you, right? Because they don't turn off. You're in a damp cold. Could you imagine taking somebody that like, hey, I'm gonna go take you to a $300 plate, and we got to go sit in a steel fucking coffin that shoots you down at 45 miles an hour. 400 feet below surface into this cavern, and then you got to watch your head while we walk to our table. Don't mind the smell of shit. That's just decaying crap that makes the coal. And sit here and let's eat. Nothing says fucking love like sitting in a fucking under 400 feet under the ground.
How many people did he kill?
I think it was 15.
He was a serial killer, right?
He was. I got you.
I know they did a remake of it like 20.
They did.
Oh, they did. I have to watch it.
2011, maybe. It was a 3D.
It was in 3D.
Yeah. They threw the pickaxe at the TV and stuff.
Yeah, the original was in 1981. It was released, and it was by George Malachi was the producer, and it was off of a screenplay. But who was there? It is. That's where I
The
was
original was
looking.
George Romero, I think.
No, George Mihalka. February 11th, 1981. Shit, this
Romero
was on
was
my
the
mother's
big,
birthday.
comedy guy, right? Was
Wait,
it?
Yeah,
I
I think
said
he
there
made
was
the
an updated
movie.
one.
Yeah.
No, this is saying that he was the story was by Stephen Miller. Movie was directed by George Malachi, and it was distributed by Paramount, and it was located in Sydney Mines and Nova Scotia was the original. The second one was here, and it was a 1981 Canadian slasher film.
Wow.
The real killer was Harry Warden, and he's still alive apparently.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit.
Further investigations revealed that Ward killed other miners to conserve oxygen for himself. Tom Hanninger, son of the mine owner, is to blame for the explosion as he forgot to vent the methane pipes, which caused the cave in. And then it goes on further with why he did, the story behind it and why he killed everybody and went after everybody.
Oh.
But the dances stopped 20 years ago after an accident where two supervisors left five miners to die to go attend a dance because they forgot to check the methane. The mineral mine caved in, and there was an explosion that caused the tunnels to cave in and the miners to get trapped. And he just went on a rampage inside the mine.
Wow. Interesting.
Andy, you want to go? You want to go see a mine?
No, I'm good. See, that's the thing is, despite my rugged appearance, I'm very much of a fraidy cat. Yeah, when you think with the big hoss thing, I'd be tougher. No, I'm not.
Jimbo, you still got your
Science
friends in the
terrified me as a
rodeo?
kid.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Signs terrified you? Do you have aluminum foil? Listen, we did this one episode.
No, I had a
Nicole came
barn
out.
outside my house.
I have one.
Nicole has a tinfoil hat.
I don't know where it is. It was been put up since the last time I got it out, but
It's okay. Well,
I
happy
actually
Valentine's Day
had
to you too.
the aliens. The aliens
Jimbo,
are coming.
you still have friends in the rodeo?
I do.
Hoss, you want to go have some fun?
Listen, I've partied with some rodeo guys. We had to go down and film a rodeo in Virginia, and I filmed one out in Ohio, and I went out drinking with those guys afterwards. Wow.
No, I'm not saying
dancing
drink.
on tables.
I'm not saying we're drinking. That's Jimbo and I's every Saturday night.
Oh,
Jim and I get tossed, but I'm talking about go ride a fucker.
I don't know about that.
I got 3 teeth missing, and I'm now Joe the Bull guy. I'm sure we can make Big Hoss stick.
Oof.
I can get you guys on a bowl.
I'm down. I'm fucking down again. I'm gonna get fucked up again. I'm a lot older and a lot more shit's broken, but while I have insurance, we got to do this, okay? So as long as wait a second. If I get fired, I might go on Medicaid, which means then I have everything covered. Let's do it then. Well, let's wait a couple of weeks, but we'll do it. I'm down. How about you? Look, could you imagine Gilkey on a bull?
Oh my god, Gilkey on a bull. Him screaming. Dude, you'd hear. First of all, the moment I got on a bull and I got messed up, you would hear that Bert and Ernie get that laugh that whole time. Like when he starts laughing,
and then he goes, ah! Yeah. So Gilkey is this other comic that's down there as well. Yeah, goddamn. But he usually is the host of the Mike Night, right? And they used to poke fun of him, call him Milky Gilkey because his last name was Gilkey, right? So, but he's a riot, and he always makes a joke about it, his skin tone and why his last name is what it is. But it's the hilarity of it is he is so tall and awkward shaped that if you got him on a bull, the little like dolls that sit on the back of the boxers, and it looks like they're bucking in the rodeo. That's what he would look like, right? He'd look like that flailing inflatable tube man. But I mean, I think he'd be good. Well, Big Hoss can do the kid sheep riding, mutton busted.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, those kids are tougher than me, man. I seen this little kid. He looked like a little Theo Vaughn riding a bull, and like. He got bucked off the bull, and then when he stood up, he threw his helmet off, and he's like, "Let's go!" And I'm like, "That kid's got more balls than me," and I'm like, "I'm good. Like, do you, buddy?"
Listen, I don't know, man. I'll do mutton busting. I probably break the fucking sheep though. Can you imagine
I'd
me
rather be
sitting
the
on one of them
rodeo
fuckers?
clown.
No, you
I
don't.
hear no, you definitely don't. Trust me
Okay,
on
no,
that
you
one.
don't.
Look, I'll tell you my experience with being a rodeo clown. So I was dating this girl, Jessica. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, bad joke. Bad joke. Anyway, yeah, but no,
It's problematic real quick.
she kicked me hard, man. I'm just telling you, she hit me harder than that fucking bull did. Let me tell you, Nicole. You have any more fun facts? Because I know you were sitting on one, and then we
Yeah,
have some big news to let out too.
people really did wear their hearts on their sleeves. They got this from the Smithsonian magazine. It says one legend tells of men drawing names at a Roman festival to determine their suitor for the year, wearing their name on their sleeve throughout the event. Another suggests that knights dedicated their jousting matches to a lady of the court, tying a handkerchief to their arm as a symbol of defending her honor, which is kind of cute. I wish
Nice.
men did that now. Anyway, and then flowers have different meanings if you didn't know that.
It says our kid was 3 doing sheep riding. Big Hoss, you got this.
Listen, you ought to see me on a mechanical bull, man. I fell forward. Like all they did was tilt. Now, keep in mind, there I was very, very drunk, and there was other things. But as soon as they went like this with the bull, I literally just went like over top the bull.
Just that's funny.
It happens.
It does, even with the real one.
Even if you have new jeans on, then you're in real trouble because there's this.
Yeah, but after I know that bulls are
Hey,
cows,
Jim.
I'm not
Jim.
impressed.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go over the head of the bull and he decides to spin and go, ha ha, got you, fucker, and kicks you right in the mouth. I'm surprised my jaw didn't break. That was the crazy part. Yep. Oh, yeah. I have a scar. Everybody asks, why do I have a beard, right? Why do I never take it down? Why don't I have scars all over my face. One of them is from getting fucking kicked with a hoof. Like, she said no, I should have listened. I'm kidding. But anyway, okay, what's the next one, Nicole, you got?
Flowers have different meanings, which is why red roses are the most. Valentine's, red roses symbolize passion and romance. Pink represents femininity and grace. Peach represents sweetness and gratitude. Yellow embodies happiness and positivity.
It's also
and orange symbolizes enthusiasm and success, and white illustrates purity and sympathy. So each rose color represents different colors.
Yellow is also a friend zone color.
Yeah. And then lovebirds are real. That's the last one. And then I'm done.
Which one?
Lovebirds are real. They mate for life. Lovebirds isn't just a term for affectionate couple. They're actual species. So there's an actual lovebird species, and they do mate for life.
What was that bird that literally mates to the death? It's not lovebirds. Is it the kookaburra? No. They mate for life. They give them the stone. Right? Penguin. You know about that. They do the stone. No, but there's ones that, let me Google this. I would have Carl Google it, but I think he's busy right now with Shalisa or whatever he named it.
Their name was Sharonda.
I don't know. Who knows? Miss Lube? I have no idea what her name is.
So here's my thing. If he has the robot there, is it like an Alexa? Can he be like, and now we're going to try this position? And it just if they do the Transformer sound, I think it's worth an investment. Because you hear that and it does that.
While you're looking for that information, do you also want to tell them the really good news that's happening with stuff?
I will. Okay, so it's actually 3. It's the albatross, the eagle, and the swan will literally mate until one of their partners die.
Oh, wow. They're dumb.
Could you imagine that shit? That's like a Black Widow. You go in, you're like, man, she's fucking sexy. Next thing you know, it's just like, one of us is gonna die. You know what? I'd go out that way. I have no problem. I'll probably die of a heart attack. It'd be my 4th. It's got to be the last one, right? That's the haymaker, isn't it?
It would be like
praying mantises bite your head off.
Right?
I
was gonna say like a praying mantis.
Yeah, they bite the head off and then they regurgitate it back down into the cavity. I mean,
imagine that's how we had to do things. That would be hilarious.
What, regurgitate it and spit it like baby bird it into someone's mouth?
No, I'm just saying, women have to bite our heads off. Like,
listen, it wouldn't be this head. That I can tell you that. What was it? Lorena Bobbitt tried that, didn't she? She just tried to fucking hack it off. I almost said Tanya Harding, but we know that bitch is crazy. I said it. Sue me. You have not a nickel to your name. Neither do I, Tanya. Or the movie Teeth. Fuck that movie. Look,
Yo,
if I ever pulled
remember
off some chick's pants and it had a fucking jaw attached to it,
I remember that movie.
yeah, it scared the fuck out of us, right? That was better than telling us AIDS killed people. Did you remember when we were in the 90s?
Yeah.
They were like, the epidemic, the AIDS epidemic. You're going to get an STD. You're going to die. Right? Ducks will mate at times and then penis will break. What? Vern? How? I would like to ask, how do you know this? Have you
But they
seen
grow
this
back.
first?
But they go
Yeah,
back.
A
ducks,
duck
I never
dick
saw this
grows
happen.
back. A duck's
Ooh.
dick grows back after
Like
it
a
breaks off.
corkscrew. Yeah.
My
Mm.
duck's penis
The
never came
corkscrew
out.
thing's weird.
Yeah. Like a pig almost. It's weird looking.
And it grows back after it breaks off.
Does it grow back bigger though?
I'd be breaking mine off like every
That's
other
what I'm
day.
saying.
Listen,
Just
I'm literally about to slam it right in this desk drawer. Did you just see how hard I look? I got this mini chair. I'm telling you, I'm about to just put it right in the fold and see if it breaks it. I don't know. I'll give it.
I'd have a
9/16
guillotine ready.
inch.
Just
Wait, I got a cigar cutter around here somewhere. Let me find it. Anyway,
Well, that's like the guy that got fired from his job. He goes, "How'd you get fired?" He's like, "I was putting my dick in a pickle slicer." He's like, "Oh my god, that's horrible. What happened?" He goes, "Well, they fired her too."
Oh, you did me too. Burn me too. We have a lot of common similarities.
listen, you have the list. What list, Carl, do you have?
Gee, what tastes funny, ducks or duck dicks?
does he have the Epstein?
Oh,
list?
Joe, it is the black vultures, bald eagles, the albatross, mute swans, tundra swans, and whooper swans are the ones that mate for life until one mate dies, then the other one dies.
Yeah, the three I was talking about mate till they hit the ground and one of them dies.
Hooper swans. That was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I'm sure it was on the tip of your
Where
tongue.
was he at, Carl?
Wait, did you ask Sharonda, and did she tell you the answer? Were you like, Sharonda, while I'm doing this? Come on. Oh, now you get fucking
It is
quiet.
the first one.
I see how it is.
I'm looking something up for you.
Listen, you
I
can't
thought it was
charge.
Sharonda the AI was looking at it.
You can't charge adult websites as a deduction for non-reimbursable shit for the business. It doesn't
For
work
research
that way, bro.
purposes.
It's not. There ain't no research purposes there. We all have done and seen it. I felt like it was in Bruce Almighty where he came from. Maybe it does, dude. Brianna, like he scares the fuck out of me sometimes. We were in a meeting one day. It was the three of us, right? Carl's nowhere to be found. All of a sudden, he shows up like herpes. Just out of nowhere, and scared the bejesus. They were like, "Oh, hi, Carl." Yeah, hey, Carl, ask your sex robot what's the meaning of life. If it tells me 42, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was right. Just saying. Well, okay, Nicole,
You think for like missing a
No,
period,
you
the robot
should.
would be missing an update?
Oh, bro.
Nice.
I think it says PC load letter when it's got a child on board.
Oh no, I'm still on Windows 10.
Oh my god. You need a security patch or you might get a virus.
Loading.
Well, boys, I'm getting a tablet.
Well, Carl broke his last laptop. He tried to fuck a hole through the screen. It was hilarious though, but it was while Nicole was on live. That was the problem. He saw her do the corgi and he almost drilled a hole straight through the laptop.
To be fair,
She does have, I will say, she has the best corgi on the app next to me. I said it.
Wait,
I'm
what?
kidding. You do.
What is
The
that?
Well, you have to watch this on TikTok. But what happens is I need to rest of the facts. Shush, Joe. No, she finished. She said she finished. It's up to Nicole if she wants to do the corgi dance. But if not, go follow her on TikTok. You'll see
No, I'll do
her
it. Here,
there.
I'll show you. Well, I don't. If you have a wife, I'm really sorry. It's not.
I'm not married.
Okay.
No, he ain't married.
Oh shit.
You gotta move the camera down. So what happens is you get a corgi, and then Nicole does this. Now the difference is I'm a big fat guy doing it, so it's just funny when I do it. It's very sensual when she does it, right? So I'm this big
Yeah.
jackass that does this bullshit, right?
Boy.
You know what I mean?
Joe,
So-
come on, tell them all the great news.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So anyway, so here's the news. Yeah, someone send her a corgi. You know, there is the that I actually want to talk to you all about. If you guys like what you see here and you want to support the network, please go to the link in the bio. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go ahead. There's a Cash App in there. If you guys want to donate money to the show to help keep it going, because right now we're self-funded, that would be fantastic. We appreciate it. Here's the great news. So everybody knows that Nicole does recovery and that Nicole has does that on TikTok. That is her main drive. Well, we've been working over the past several months to build up Nicole's very own show. So Nicole and Amber will go ahead, and Amber's going to be her co-host. Nicole will be the producer of the show, and it will be her show. And it is Road to Recovery. And we are going to air that on the 23rd. Will be the first episode. So we are going to get filming, and to come, Jimbo. If you want me to say it, I'll say it. If not, I'll keep my mouth shut.
No, that's good.
And Jimbo is going to be starting his cooking channel as well, and his cooking podcast, where we're going to have some fun fucking times playing with some meat. So we got some good things coming ahead for our network. It's going to be a
the other
blast.
news too, or no?
I would wait until everything's signed, sealed, and delivered, but I think that for right now, this is what we can drop, and this is what we can
guys.
say.
I can't jump too ahead.
No. For legality purposes, we're going to wait on that portion of it. But I do think that this was definitely needed. Nicole needs her avenue to where she can do her recovery, where TikTok doesn't limit her, where other platforms don't limit her. And guys, we're going to do it on opposite nights of the podcast so that this way you guys will be able to see her as well.
It'll be pre-recorded.
It will be pre-recorded, so you'll never miss an episode.
Whatever.
It will be on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere where we are streaming. You will get to see it. We have more to come. This is another piece that we can tell people is that we are looking to expand on further platforms. Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and streaming everywhere where we can. So because of you guys and because of your support, we have been able to grow exponentially and really make this dream a reality. So we want to thank you very much on this Valentine's Day.
Andy's going to be on the show more, right?
Well, that's up to Andy. I mean, this was a great guest spot.
You should come on a couple times.
Listen, no, listen, Andy and I do.
We've been short another co-host. I mean, I don't know.
Carl, there's a private chat for a reason. Every time this goes off, I think there's an emergency at home. He also wants you to let you know, please don't forget to follow AGT Network, because that's the way you could see it on the streaming platforms as well as through the AGT Network. I was getting there, Carl.
Fucking Carl, bro.
God damn it, fucking Carl. Jesus. You pre-cum more than I do.
So, Joe, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the sweatshirt I wore today was because of who recommended you to me.
Oh, is it? No, is it Crazy Horse? Fuck yeah, let's go. So this coffee. So here's how, and I'll put this out there before we end the episode, because we're usually trying to wrap her up around an hour. And we're getting close to it. No. You're good. But we got to give him a shout out. So there's a local coffee spot. I've told you guys before, this Crazy Horse coffee that I get the Moac. It's like the mother of all fucking coffees. It's like 8 shots of espresso, dark roast, topped with a little bit of cream and sugar. Like, you want to jumpstart the fucking dead, this is where you got it. Okay.
Fantastic.
And I drink 3 of them a day. It's fantastic. But what I really love about
game changer.
It is. And when you come to visit, Jimbo, you're going to get it. Nice. The best part about Crazy Horse and James is that he opened up his first location, and then he opened up one in the schools where he takes special children that are developmentally delayed or have mental handicaps, and shows them how to work in an industry where they can do it, and then takes them from the high school and puts them into his stores, and then keeps going. So now he's up to 3 stores, I believe, plus
That's
the 4
awesome.
in high schools, and he's
Wow.
really a great guy. And I went in one day, and I found him through my old roommate and got him the business of making his little keychain tags, right? As a business card. So it's like a metal scan card that like a frequent flyer club thing. It's a cool little thing that he puts out there. And through that, my roommate moved away, and I still go down there because it's better than Starbucks, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. And I looked at James and I was like, hey, man, I want to do a podcast with you because we just started the podcast. And I said, look, I want to do this in your war room, because he has a war room in the coffee shop. Like, it's a huge fucking table. There's American flags everywhere. I mean, it's fucking amazing, right? And
Nice.
he's a vet. And it's a vet business supporting vets. It's a fantastic cause. And he goes, listen, I'm going to get you in touch with somebody because you're funny as shit. And he's funny as shit. And he has a podcast and he's going to interview you. So remember I told you guys that I went on a Sunday to a podcast? That is Andy's podcast. It's called Big Hoss. So it's
Nice.
on YouTube. Make sure you follow Big Hoss, the Tailgate Fridays. There you go.
Friday.
Go ahead, tell us about it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I basically just find interesting people and then get to know them on a personal level. Like, we'll talk about like, things, like what do we have in common? Like, what kind of music do you like? Or like, how did you get into the thing that you do that's interesting? Like, I just interviewed a female bounty hunter.
The first words I asked him was, did you think about sleeping with her? And he goes, yes and no. I was terrified.
You never know. You might get tased, but you might like it.
I found that they don't like it when they ask you to be tased or to be put in your handcuffs, but that's other traits from the job that I had.
I think
before.
those are safer than getting the pacifier Snapchat. That's what threw me off.
Listen, look, here's my thing. I'm just telling you right now. You do interview some cool people. I was one of them. I'm just saying. No,
Yeah.
no, it was a lot of fun. And then while I was sitting there, Andy's the one who looked at me and goes, listen, man, we got a comedy show on Wednesday. You got to come down. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, you really got to go do this. You're funny. And I'm like, I'm not funny. Everybody tells me I'm funny. I'm not funny. He's like, no, you got to come down. And that was that first video we watched.
Funny how?
Yeah, funny how? Like, am I a clown? Do I amuse you?
Fucking amuse you?
Right? Like, it's hysterical. And then we started doing it. And then people are like, man, this is your first open mic. You remember everyone was like, is this your first open mic? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, no way. You've done this before. I'm like, no, I haven't. I just stream on TikTok. And then they were like, holy shit, you have 60,000 followers on TikTok. And I'm like, yeah, it's been 6 years. I got a decent following. I make an ass out of myself. Thanks for the donut. And they're like, dude, this is great. Well, past couple of nights, like up until Wednesday, I bombed 2 shows in a row. One, the kids walked in, and I was just about to say a fucking joke about how I lost my virginity, and like talk about how the vagina looks like the predator, that little thing that jumps out, attaches to the face.
Excuse me.
Listen, some of them do. I didn't say all of them. Okay, I haven't seen yours. Not that I'm asking to. I'm just saying, like, it looks like that's what it looks like. Okay, Jimbo likes things that look like this, right? I think it looks like
I call them the baby ones, and then the ones that are out a little bit, and then the ones that are really out.
What do you call the ones with the little hanging labia?
The one that's fully out or partially out?
Like partially out, not all the way out, not like curtains.
Philly cheesesteak.
Really?
Speaking of which, go Philly for winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We can't even go there because we might get canceled if I say it like that. But you want one that looks like it's.
He wants it to look like the Wookiee and everything inside of it. Okay, he wants it to look like a tauntaun. So when he cuts it open,
Even after women have babies, it comes. I mean, it does go back internally on the inside, but
don't ruin food for me. I won't.
There's actually
look at the like, balloon, like
surgery.
Once expanded, it's very it's hard to maintain the shape.
No. That's the one thing I could say about a pussy. It takes a beating, it bleeds, it for 7 days doesn't die. It takes a pound and it
We
expands
could
the
definitely
size,
take a
goes
beating,
back.
okay?
Listen,
Right. That's
to
why
be
I tell
called,
everybody I'm a pussy.
Takes a licking
Yeah.
to keep on ticking.
to be called a
Yeah.
pussy, I am what I eat. I'll do it. That's fine with me.
Vern's like, oh my
But
god,
oh, Vern, this is too much. No,
this is
ma'am.
too
No,
much.
ma'am. Is this no? But anyway, no. Here's the thing with vaginas, titties, the whole 9 yards. We don't give a fuck what it looks like.
You
We
like
want
them
to
all.
see it. We got to see it. You got to see them all. It's like Pokemon. I got to catch it all. It doesn't mean that I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm going to look. I'm
Joe,
going
what
to
do you
look.
think is the best vagina song?
Oh God.
If you're from
Like-
Pittsburgh, you know a good one.
I'm not singing this.
There was a parody song in the late 90s, and it was to the Beach Boys Kokomo. And it was
Yes.
called Camel
I knew-
Toe.
I knew somebody knew who it was going to
Oh,
be.
I knew what it was.
I
I
forget
just
Jim.
I forget
Whatever.
who did it,
some smell
but it was
good.
to the Beach Boys Kokomo, and it's called
I'm
Camel.
not so much. I mean, that's a whole other story. Some are hairier than others. Some are landing. I mean, we could talk.
Look,
have
we
a
could
whole
talk. You know
podcast
what? How about this? When we decide we're going to talk about vaginas, we'll bring Andy back, and maybe we'll snag. Oh my
You
God!
get
Why
Gilkey
Chuck?
on here, but
I was
about
thinking
talking about
Chuck or
that, it'll be-
Gilkey.
you will get in trouble.
Well,
Gilkey
that's
talking
why
about vagina, you'll get in trouble.
that's why we will have Gilkey on a recorded one, because then we can cut out things that we need to. But I was thinking more like Chuck.
Yes.
And getting Chuck on here with you, me and Chuck, and we'll go to the Owls and we'll set up and we'll do the podcast one night
Ooh,
from
that's
there.
a fun one. Have you been to
Right?
the Owls yet?
I was, yeah. I did. Do you remember I took a picture of your girlfriend in the corner?
Ah, that's right. Okay. I was
Yo.
wondering where that came from.
So yeah, it was the Owls. I get invited to this after hours comedy spot, like where they hang out and they take all the comics from the improv afterwards, and because it's like this little unknown spot, no one bothers you. Cheap drinks are cheap as shit, and I walk in and I'm like, is this a fucking sex doll? And I was gonna take the picture and send it to Carl and be like, bro, I found your girl. She ran away. She's hiding in Pittsburgh. And I looked at it and they're like, oh yeah, that's Eileen. that's Andy's girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, well, I have to. And I literally went up, put my hand on the chest and took a picture of the whole fucking doll and sent it to him. But it was a good time. I mean, I got
That's the name of the one-legged waitress at the IHOP.
Eileen, right?
Yeah. They like her because she's always tipping.
At least it's better than Bob, okay?
Yeah,
no,
that's a good one.
no arms and no legs swimming in
Usually
the
I don't
ocean.
get that, but I
And
got
if you
that
take
one.
her home, you can sing the song to her. Come on, Eileen.
Oh God.
Dude, have you ever seen that
God.
picture from the Halloween costume?
No.
Yes.
The girl has the name tag. It says Eileen, and it just looks like a bunch of.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you have
It
you
took me
seen
forever, and then someone said, and then someone explained it to me, and I was like,
See you, Jake.
yeah.
Bye, G. Love your
You're good.
face.
Did
Aw.
you okay, yeah, I got you, Nicole. Did you, real quick, I sent it to Jimbo. I'll send it to you, Andy. Did you see the chick that was the barrel racer? She had the one leg. She painted her leg as a horse. The nub.
No.
I sent it to you on Instagram. You're not watching my shit again. I'm gonna stop sending you stuff, dickhead.
Me?
Yeah, you. I sent it to you. Clearly, because you have a sixth sense of
And
humor like I
I
do.
go on Instagram for one reason now.
Ah.
For Amazon women.
Listen,
For the Amazon
Educational
women.
purposes only.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh,
It's like Clapper. Nicole had to go pee. So we're gonna go ahead and it happens. The girl from Alabama, yeah. That chick with the fucking leg. She painted her leg as a horse. She put a fucking like it's not a the stirrup or not the
Harness?
The loop. No, the mouth
Reins?
part. The reins, thank you. And she put the reins around her nub, right? And she's in a wheelchair. And she's literally, it's an electric wheelchair. She's hitting her with her arm and going down like this down the fucking road. I'll send it to you.
Listen. So
I
I'm okay. I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna open up, be vulnerable here.
Oh God, here we go.
So I'm scrolling through Instagram one day, and there's this. All I see is this reel, and it's a girl throwing Cheetos on the ground. She's in this electric wheelchair, and I was like, "Oh my God, what is the internet?" This girl's in the wheelchair and she's throwing Cheetos down. And in the audio, she says, "Oh no, I hope a big booty boy doesn't follow me home." And I was like, "What? What is this? Is this a comedy thing?" No, she's advertising her OnlyFans.
Listen,
It was a 40% off sale. You don't think? I was donating
You
to charity. I got a deal out of it.
listen, you can't write OnlyFans
Sometimes
off
you
as a
just gotta
tax
know how it
write-off.
works.
How about your
Look.
OnlyFans lady you interviewed? She was
There's-
doing dual live streaming.
Oh, well, we still have the last episode to do with that. She was dual streaming, and I literally introduced her, and I'm like, "Here's Lured by Attraction," and she's like, "So yeah, I do the oh my god," and you just hear, brrr, and I'm like, "Are you dual streaming?" She's like, "Yeah, this is my time to go live," and we're recording, and I was like, "Oh, let's have at it then." So I had somebody log in and just zap the shit out of her every time I asked her a question. Luckily, it was the person she was with, so that was the good news. I'm like, "Here, just hit her with it." He's like, "Oh, I got the remote on my phone. I'll just zap her for free." Zing, zing, zing. I was great. But the only time I ever thought that I would actually like subscribe to anybody, right? I had a link in bio. You know, some of us have had it, but there's one that the woman has 2 vaginas. And I asked, I only wanted it, and she's on TikTok. I actually battled her. And I asked her there, and she goes, "Well, you can't."
I've tried
What?
to tell women that, and they never fall for it.
Is she from
So it's
Arizona?
not really two.
No,
vaginas. Got
she's from
extra
here.
parts internally. That's what I
No,
mean.
Never
hers
mind.
has 2 holes. No, I understood what you said, Jimbo. I heard what you said. No, she
Usually when
has.
it has the second vagina, it's usually internally.
That's what I thought too.
You have
But
two services.
and it's 2 different avenues. If we go, it's almost like playing whack-a-mole. You don't know which hole it's going to go in. This one, it's not that way. So we're battling, and I'm like, so I got to ask, is it over under or is it side by side? And she looked at me, and I go, is it like a 12 gauge or is it like a 10 gauge? Like what, or is it a 16 gauge? Are we talking like you got a break open action? Like what the fuck is it like? And she goes, "What's wrong with that?" Verd, there's nothing wrong with it. But
It makes threesomes way more interesting, I guess.
listen, you got to get 2 like Sally Struthers people together and have them go at a different angle. I mean, there's a lot of acrobatic shit to that. Then they got to lay on their sides, hope it bends. They're big, and I don't know. There's a lot of mechanics to that.
That's what Twister was practicing you for.
Listen, it was training. That's what gym class trained us
Yeah.
for, didn't it? Climb the fucking rope and all the dodgeball shit. But could you just imagine she cheats on the person she's with? Like she fucks Hoss, and then next thing you know, she's banging Jimbo, and she's pregnant now with 2 different kids.
As long as we're using separate holes, I don't see an issue with this.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. This
You got
It's
some
not the
women.
same
That's where it comes in.
time.
If it's the same hole,
Is it cheating if it's 2 separate holes?
no.
you know what? Now you can have Carl looking her up. She lives in Pennsylvania, Carl. Okay, I'm just saying she ain't far from Moss and I either. Fun fact: I've been trying to get her to do a podcast with us. She keeps refusing. She wants me to subscribe to her OnlyFans, and then she'll do the podcast. And I said, I don't want to see that.
That's a setup. That's a setup.
There's certain things that you can't come back from, right? Because you look, it's already. I can't even make the joke I want to make because I'll get canceled for making that joke. So at this point, here's what we're gonna do. I want to thank Big Hoss for coming out to hang out with us tonight. Hoss, one more to you. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure. I really think that this went well. Nicole and Jimbo, congratulations on your shows. That's amazing. And I can't wait to help you guys with it. And I can't wait to see where our little Joe the Bull guy
Enterprise goes.
Yeah, like to see where this goes.
Yeah, guys.
So with that being said, follow Andy on YouTube as well. Every Friday night his podcast drops. Don't forget to go follow the network, because if you don't follow the network, Carl's going to be up my ass again. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really follow the network, because without them, we wouldn't be here today. And please make sure you like, subscribe. And if you feel like you want to donate anything to the podcast and help with us getting equipment, or just even some guests that we might have to, eventually pay for, because I know that's coming down the road, because I definitely want to try to get somebody that we get on here. Go to the link in the bio, go subscribe, Cash App is in there.
If you ever have any ideas or
and cookies.
Oh
The
yes,
cookies.
Girl Scout cookies. My daughter's still selling Girl Scout cookies until beginning
It's
of
in the
March.
link in bio. It delivers right to your home. It helps Nicole's daughter's troop.
Cookies.
Yeah, cookies.
Girl
Yeah,
Scout
I know
cookies.
you're gonna look. Hoss
Who
heard
thought you
cookies
could
and
eat my
alcohol.
cookies?
Listen, who is
Also,
gonna
guys, if you have
pizza?
any topics or conversations or stuff, you guys also you can email Joe the Bull
It's
Guy.
right below. You see it right below us. It says if you have any
It's okay
questions.
not to be
yeah.
okay.
Also, for right now, if you have any things or any topics that you would like Nicole to talk about on the recovery, in the meantime, until we get all of her stuff up,
Yeah.
right down there,
Email Joe.
or you could email. What's the other email, Nicole? Your email.
Oh, my email is Miss Nicole Rice 86@gmail.com.
There you go. Look,
I don't know
We're
the
not
other one
related.
by heart. But Joe the
wait a
Bull Guy.
second. Wait, you're Rice and he's Rice.
I know that's what's weird. She pointed that out, and I was like, sorry,
But he's
I
fried
hesitated
rice.
on the sheet
Well, I'm
part.
sorry. My email is joe@joethebullpodcast@gmail.com. I'm sorry. It's joe@joethebullpodcast@gmail.com.
There you go.
It's
And
the new email. It's the new business.
she's spicy rice. He's fried rice. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end it on that. Now, Carl, listen,
Damn it, Carl.
I told you, Carl, when I made the rice joke,
Carl.
and the